If anything has to be cleared inside that dictionary, then we can use d.clear of open and close parenthesis. There are 3 different key value pairs inside our dict constructor. So these are the various ways how we can construct dictionary. By using this pop item, we can easily remove the lastly inserted item from that dictionary. So there will be no index which is defined in order to find that key value pairs. Hello everyone, I welcome you all to the 4th session that's under Unit 2. Yes, this is under Python programming subject, which is a 4th sem subject. Great. Over here, my name is Deepa Kutnikar. I am working as an assistant professor in the Department of Computer Science, Vidhyaashram, Temple of Excellence, MYSURU. Let's move forward and see what's the agenda of today's session. In today's session, we will be discussing all about dictionaries, like what is a dictionary, then how to create that dictionaries and what are the built-in functions, operations on dictionaries, then followed by dictionary methods, as well as populating and traversing the dictionaries. Yes, these are the things that we discuss in our today's session. So let's move forward and understand like what exactly a dictionary is. That's with respect to Python programming. Yes, a dictionary is all about a key value pair. Yes, there will be a pairing, like if we have to define something, then it has to be defined in a effortless way, correct? So for that, it should be easy to understand as well as easy to design, isn't it? So dictionary is none other than a collection of key value pairs. What does this key value pairs means? Whenever if we want to describe some values effortlessly so that it should be understandable by a designer as well as a user. For that, we will be moving up with understanding and working with dictionaries. And in this key value pair, we have to know that there is none other than each key is unique as well as it maps to a value. All right. Next thing that we have to understand is dictionaries are mutable in the sense the values, whatever we define, it can be changed. And do you know what is the representation of a dictionary? Yes, in order to represent our dictionary, we will have to use the braces, that is none other than a curly braces. One more important thing to note is dictionaries are completely unordered, like the information will not be in an ordered pair. And let's see a simple syntax for this dictionary where we are writing the district name. So this underscore name, it is been assigned with a key value pairs. So let's see what is that key. Key 1 is to value 1. Similarly, key 2 is to value 2. So this is a simple syntax with respect to dictionary. Now, let's see an example with respect to cars. So, if we consider a car, then we can define that car has a class and the model, color and all these things can be defined as object, isn't it? Now, let's see a simple example with respect to dictionary. So, we are considering a car. All right. Now, please note we are defining dictionary. We are using the curly braces and we are defining the brand. The brand of a car is Audi. So this is a key and this is a value pair. So that's our first key value pair. Next one is none other than model. We are defining the model, that is model is to Q7. So this is a small example how we can consider a key followed by a value and thus it forms one pair for us. How is it represented? It is represented inside a curly braces. Now, as we did understood that dictionaries are important, let's move forward and understand what are the features of dictionaries. Yes, we know that it is mutable, that is none other than the values that we define that can be changed. Then the second feature that we can coin is it stores the data inside a key, which is none other than in a value format. And the main thing, the values can be of any data type. There is no hard and fast rule that only we have to utilize numbers or letters, nothing like that. We can use any of the data type. Now, if I want to access any of the value, then I can easily do that because I can go with a key which is holding that value and directly I can access that information. So the accessing of information or the data will become very easy with the help of that keys. And we can note that because of these advantages, these dictionaries are widely used in real-time data representations. Up next, let's see how to create a dictionary. In simple way, we know that we have to use the curly brackets, correct? Yes, that's our primary thing that we have to note if we go with a dictionary. Now, let's consider an example where we are creating a dictionary by using values. So, we have defined a student, okay, and with respect to that student, we are defining few of the properties like roll number, name, as well as the marks scored by that student. So you can see here the roll number is 101 and it forms a key value pair. That's the first key value pair. The second key value pair is name Ravi. Okay, this is the second key value pair. Next, the third key value pair is all about the marks scored by Ravi. So, this is how we will be pairing key with a value. And if in case I want to create a separate constructor by using this dictionary, yes, it's possible. Even I can go for that. So, over here we can see an example. That's by using dict constructor. Okay, we are considering employer data and we are writing it inside dict, that is DICT, and open braces followed by his ID, name and the salary. So these things are the key value pairs. So we can note that there are three different key value pairs inside our dict constructor. So these are the various ways how we can construct dictionary. Up next, there will be many cases where a user have to create that name, that is key value pair. Is it possible? Yes, exactly. It can be also done with respect to Python dictionary. So how to do that? Like creating a dictionary by a user. Let's see that. Okay, so initially we are declaring a dictionary with a open and close parenthesis, that is a curly braces. Okay, that's done. Now we have to see that D of name, followed by we are taking an input from a user like enter a name. Okay, that's done. Next, if I want a data of age of that person, again I can ask for a user that enter the age. So this is how we can go ahead and give the option to the user to create his own database or to create his own key value pairs. So that's how a user can create a dictionary format. So by seeing this, we can understand that this kind of things will be very, very helpful in real world environments, isn't it? As we did understood like how to create a dictionary, now let's move forward and understand like how to update if in case I want to change the values. So how to do that? Is it possible? All these things let's see over here in this slide. If I want to access the values using keys, yes, I can do that. That we have discussed in our previous slides too, correct? Now, let's see a simple syntax for that. Print student of name, okay? So, this name is what has to be updated. Now, is there any option to update the dictionary? Yes, we can do that by using get of method. So, by using this method too, we can update the elements or the values inside the dictionary. Let's see how. So we are again declaring print of student dot get. Okay. Now what has to be updated? The marks. So the marks has to be updated. Up next, if I want to access any of the non-existing key, yes, that's possible using a square brackets, which gives error. So these are the methods through which we can access the elements inside the dictionaries. As we understood how to create and update, now let's understand what are the different operations that we can consider with respect to dictionary. The first operation, as usual, it is none other than an addition operation. So if we have to add any of the elements, then how is it possible? That's by using student of grade. Yes, by appending that grade value into this. In this way, we can add an element of grade, that is a key value pair. Then how to update that element? By using Same thing, that is student of. Again, we are defining that marks with a new value. So this is a small example for that. If I want to delete any of the element, yes, I have to use del followed by the student of gender. So this is a small example which gives us a key as well as a value. Thus, we can delete that criteria, that is a key grade, from our dictionary. So this is how we can go with various operations. All right, now let's see a quick view of what are the different operations and what is the keywords that we can utilize with respect to dictionary. The first thing, if I want to add, then I can use D of key equals value. Okay, this is a keyword or a syntax. Followed by, if I want to update any of the key value pair, then I can directly go with D of key followed by new value. Great, right? Up next, if I want to delete any of a key, then what's the thing we have to use? We have to go with delete, that's DEL. Next one is clear. If anything has to be cleared inside that dictionary, then we can use D dot clear of open and close parenthesis. So this is a simple view of the different operations that we can do with respect to our dictionary. Now let's see what are the various built-in functions that is supported by a dictionary. The first thing is len of, which is used to represent the length of a key value pairs. For example, if we consider len of student, then the key value pair of the student or under this will be shown. Next one is type of. So this is the second type of built-in function which is used to represent the type of information or the data that is used under dictionary. The third type is str of, which is utilized to convert the dictionary completely to a string, and the example for that is we can go with str followed by a key name, that is student, what we have considered as an example. The next built-in function is none other than sorted, which returns a sorted list of keys. So this is an example where we are seeing sorted of student. So student is a key that we are considering our example from our multiple slides, right? Thus, we can say that this won't modify the original dictionary form. Up next is the dictionary methods, and what are the methods that are included under dictionary? Yes, it is these things, that is keys of, values of, items of, and etc. So we will see like what exactly each one of these is. Let's start with keys of as well as values of and items of. So these are the various methods that we can utilize. So firstly, let's see what is keys of is used to. It is used to return all the keys, and the example what over here we can see that student dot keys of. Up next, for values of, here by using this values of keyword, it is utilized to return all the values which are present in that dictionary. The next type of method is none other than items of. This is used to return that key value pair which is formed as tuples. And the syntax follows like a function followed by a method, that is items of. So over here, student is a function that we have considered. So student dot items of, students dot keys of, student dot values of. So these are the syntax and various methods. Up next, let's see few more methods. The next method is a update method. By using this, we can add multiple key value pairs into the dictionary. Also, if any of the key value pair is already present, then it will go up with adding up of new key value pairs. So that's the main advantage of this update method. Let's say an example here, we have student.update, that is age is 220 followed by city is to Mysuru. So we have two different fields for that student. So it has to be updated with a presently available key value pair. Up next, the next type of method is a pop off. It is used to remove the specified key from that dictionary, and the example follows that student.pop of age. So by this example, we can see that this age key will be completely removed from that dictionary. We have one more similar thing, that is none other than a pop item. By using this pop item, we can easily remove the lastly inserted item from that dictionary. The example follows: student.pop item followed by open and close parenthesis. So this is how we can go with pop method as well as pop item method. The next type of method that we can use is clear and copy. Clear is used to removing all the elements that is present in that dictionary. So clear is a keyword, and with respect to that, an example is student.clear of. The next type of method is a copy of, which is used to create a shallow copy of a item that's inside that dictionary. The example for that includes new underscore student, which is defined with student.copy. So this create a shallow copy of a item. The next topic is none other than populating the dictionary, which means that manually we will be adding the data or populating our dictionary. So let's see how to add or populate a dictionary. We know that the or dictionary is being represented by using curly braces. Okay, it's done. Next, I am defining a dictionary with a key value pair, that is ID equals 10 followed by name equals Rahul. So this is how we can go ahead and populate that dictionary. We have one more method to do so, that's by using various loops. So we can see here we are utilizing a for loop which is in the range of 3. Okay, and we are defining various key value pairs like key equals input enter key followed by value equals input of enter value. So these are the things that will be asked for a user. Then we have followed by key equals value. So this is how we can go with various loops, or we can directly manually go ahead with adding the elements or the key value pairs into the dictionaries. Now let's understand like what is traversing dictionary. Traversing dictionary is, it means like the process of accessing the elements inside a key one by one is none other than a traversing dictionary. And over here we can see that we can traverse keys as well as values too. So example, we are utilizing for loop, then followed by print of k. Okay, it's done. Next, for traversing values, we can go with a for loop where we are defining values. So for that, the next thing what we have to do is to print the elements one by one. So this is how the traversing can happen with respect to values as well as keys too. Now let's see what are the various advantages of dictionaries. The first advantage is it ensures fastest data access, because we will be having a key value pair, correct? So we can easily access various keys as well as the values, followed by easy data representation too. The data can be represented in a very orderly format. Thus, we can say that the data representation will be very easy. The next advantage is it is very flexible as well as dynamic, followed by useful in database like operations. All right, let's move forward and see the basic limitations of dictionaries. No duplicate keys are allowed within the dictionary. Then we can say that it is unordered or no index to access. So there will be no index which is defined in order to find that key value pairs. And it utilizes more memory space. Yes, this is a main disadvantage because it will be holding a key value pairs, and in order to store that pairs we need a lot amount of memory. Now let's see what are the various applications of dictionaries. It is used to maintain a student as well as employee records, used in configuration settings. It is also used in counting the frequency of words, as well as it is used in JSON and API data modeling techniques too. So this is a basic application of dictionary. Alright, so this was all about today's session, and thus we have successfully completed Unit 2, and under Unit 2 we have completely recorded Session 4. So I just request you to go back and check all those videos so that you can easily understand Unit 2 in a very good way or a better way. And in the next session we will be discussing regarding tuples as well as sets, And that's it for today's session. Thank you.